Who do you think is more delusional? The average woman holding out for the rich alpha male, which we just saw in that delusion calculator, or the average woman, or sorry, the average man holding out for the lingerie model? Sorry, I screwed it up.
A woman expecting, like, waiting for that man is way more delusional.
But
how many lingerie models are there out there?
I'm just saying, like, when you say do you literally mean lingerie model, or are you just speaking about beauty?
Well, what I'm saying is that the average man can work on himself,
right,
and probably eventually get to a status where he's going to attract all the lingerie women.
Right.
But the average woman holding out for the rich alpha male, we see how, few, based on that delusion calculator, how rare they are.
Because alpha males are more
successful.
Rare. They're more successful. They're more rare. That's why I said in the beginning that men are the prize, because there are way less successful, high value men than there are beautiful women.
And throughout history, the most powerful men have usually had multiple women. Yes. So going back to our idea of monogamy, would you say that polyamory is almost like where we're headed based on the delusional expectations of women?
I wouldn't say that's where we're heading, but yes, that does play into the delusion of women nowadays, for sure.
With the society heading towards polyamory, you were talking about, like, for instance, with dating apps, almost all women date the same, like, 5 to 10% of men. Is that what you're referring to? And
well, not all women, but they're all gravitating towards the top men. And we see this playing out on dating apps, for example. Most women will say, I'm only swiping on like 10% of men, and all women are swiping on those same 10% of men. Mm-hmm. And then I think if you ask, we can go around the table, like, what percentage of men that, for example, you see in real life, do you say, I find him attractive? So why don't we start with you?
Oh, it's exceedingly low.
And reminder earlier, you said that you're picky and that you have high expectations. So in day-to-day, what percentage of men would you say you find physically attractive?
Yeah,
or that you're attracted to?
This is a really hard one, because I do recognize that, like, I'm not perfect, and I don't know if my standards are necessarily realistic either, I guess. But I find such a slim number of men attractive, especially these days. I'm really attracted to masculinity, and men just are not masculine anymore. So, like, it is very difficult to find a man.
When you say masculine, what do you mean? What's your definition?
Like, I want him to go to the gym, and I just want him to have.
That's why she rated me on.
Well,
skinny.
Like, working out is really important to me, and then having just that super manly drive, like waking up early, business. Not that, and Brian.
But how is that? But what is that? Why is that masculine?
Gotta lose some weight.
What's masculine about waking up early?
The hard work ethic.
She wants someone who's ambitious.
Okay. Yeah, I find ambition. I guess maybe it's not masculine.
Is that a masculine? Would you consider that a masculine trait?
You could be, not necessarily, but what other things are masculine, I suppose? A rugged jawline, broad shoulders, all of the stereotypical basic masculine. Okay, but Gaston as a human being, okay?
But besides the physical appearance, does masculine, like, personality traits have to do with anything? Is that what you're looking for? Or are you just looking for a physically masculine man?
But we were just talking about on looks.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
so that's why I'm asking. So, like,
just based on looks, yeah, I'm looking for masculine. But and then if we're also including personality, yeah, I would like the masculine traits of protectiveness, and obviously there's some feminine traits that I want, like caring and nurturing, but I wouldn't want that overboard. I wouldn't want a clingy man. So yeah, I would want masculine men, and there's just like a severe lack of testosterone in society these days. I just look around and I see a bunch of beta bitches, and I'm not really into it.
Do you think that reason is because a lot of women nowadays are more masculine?
So true, and also because of our water, Alex Jones.
There's plastic in the water.
Can I ask you this question?
Yeah.
When it comes to relationships, are men more likely to be held to a masculine standard than women are held to a feminine standard?
Yeah. Yes.
That's a damn good question.
Yeah, they are.
What are those standards and who defines them?
I mean, it's so crazy because, clothing is a great example of how society relaxes in women's standards much quicker than it does with men's standards. So like, for instance, women have always worn like dresses for as long as I know clothing standards until recently. Now it's acceptable for women to wear pants, and it's totally normal within society, and yet we haven't slipped with men yet. We are now just starting to see the brink of that. So I just think it's like a slower thing, but it's definitely it's trending for both genders.
I've got a question for you. You said that you like a guy who works out. So you saying like he just has to be in like a modicum, I don't know if I use that word right, modicum of fitness, or are you saying like you want like a really like muscular guy?
He doesn't have to be like vascular, if that's what you're at. He doesn't.
No, I'm
and I
saying
don't
just
need it to be-
muscular.
I want a man who's been working out and considers working out a part of his daily routine, or at least 5 times a week routine.
Do you
for
work
over
out?
a year.
I was
Yes,
just gonna
I
ask
do.
that.
I do work out.
But you also said you want a guy broad shoulders, chiseled jaw, Gaston.
Yeah.
What's that song from the fucking? How's it
No
go?
one did it like Gaston. Gaston. No one did it.
That's a banger, dude. I fucking love that song. Let's keep going. Keep going. No, it's a good song. Okay, I don't know where I was going with that. You want a Gaston, like, so you want a Chad. You want like a 10.
Yes, I want a Chad. Yeah.
You
I
want-
to
but-
be Chad wife. I want a Chad man. I want it all. I want little.
But
cute
earlier,
little kids
didn't-
on a commune with.
Didn't you rate yourself a 6 or a 7?
Yes.
Do you want a guy who's, I mean, you're kind of describing like a guy who's maybe an 8, 9, or 10.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want an 8, 9, or a 10?
Yeah.
But-
Who doesn't want the top?
But then you think
you
you're-
can still strive,
But
even
then
if you
that's
can't reach
but that's
it.
where the double standard comes in for you, because it's like, how are you expecting a perfect man?
I'm not
when-
expecting.
How are you expecting an 8, 9, or 10 when you don't?
I'm not. I'm saying I would like that. I'm striving
Okay,
for
but
that.
then the
but
men-
I
but-
would be very happy with somebody who wouldn't be considered your standard 8, 9, or 10. Obviously, that's what I'm attracted to.
I feel like a lot of men that are in the 8, 9, and 10 range are looking in the 8, 9, and 10 range of women too.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't everyone settle? No one gets their ideal.